So due to this lockdown activity, we cannot attend to class, go to college as usual.
Life hasn't been easy during lockdown, but my studies hasn't been compromised.
SEGi College provides us online classes.
Studies are conducted online through Blackboard, WhatsApp, and Zoom.
Provided us students with online materials and facilities in order to continue making progress in our studies.
This makes our study easier and convenient.
And it is very convenient for us to do the discussions online. Also, lecturer will create a WhatsApp group to assist us when we are facing our assignment problem.
Lecturer would support students by uploading recorded lessons and providing information, which is so helpful for me to keep up with my studies. And WhatsApp is mainly for discussions, so if you have any questions, the lecturer will try to help.
The lecturers are always helping us with our coursework and assignments through social media and Blackboard.
And after the class, lecturer also will record the whole Zoom meeting and upload again in the Blackboard.
As I'm getting all up-to-date notes and necessary documents on Blackboard, my lecturers are providing help at all times.
What I like about online classes is that it allows us students to be more participative during class time. And it also gives students who are more on the shy side an opportunity to express themselves and fully participate in the class.
We may ask questions if we do not understand.
This is fresh for me because I never using Zoom before and never having online class before. So by using Zoom, it just feels like I'm watching lecturers teaching in front and just can learn as usual.
Zoom meeting, I feel new and fun.
Very convenient and time savings.
It makes it easier for us to exchange ideas.
In my educational environment, nothing has changed.
Thank you to all lecturers at SEGi College Subanjaya.
Hi, my name is Nisa.
Hi, I'm Larry Ho.
Hi everyone, I'm Tiffany.
Hi, my name is Darren Mitchell Mohan.
Hi, my name is Charlie Ling.
And I'm Suin.
My name is Naila Hamid.
Hello everyone, I'm Mohammad Al-Kasar.
My name is Nur Hidayah binti Zakaria.
My name is Shanks.
So remember guys, stay home and stay safe.
So stay home, be safe, and keep learning something new every day. Thank you.
Hello everyone and welcome to another series of SGC webinar series. My name is CY and I'll be your moderator today. So before we move on, right, I just want to very warmly welcome everybody. So if you are watching this right now, whether if it is on YouTube or if it is on Facebook Live, I would like to encourage you to type in the comments section below your name and where you're connecting from, because I understand tonight we have a lot of people who have registered from all over Malaysia. We also have some students from Indonesia. We have some Bangladeshi people who have registered with us as well. We also have students from as far as India. So please type in the comments below. Let us know what's your name and let us know where you are connecting from. And we will begin shortly. So thank you for all the comments. I see a lot of people here. So I see Vivian, Shiva Kamini, Sikwan, Mahesh, Tan Rachel, Pabai DK, Tam Hopkin, Nadira. Thank you very much for your comments. So before we move on, right, a little bit of introduction of what we're going to do tonight. The title of tonight's webinar session is Options After Secondary School. Match your strengths to the perfect course. And before we go any further, I just want to do a very quick technical check with you. So please comment below. I mean, give us a thumbs up or type yes to let me know that you can hear us and you can see us clearly. So please type yes or give us a thumbs up and let us know if you can hear and see us clearly. And at the same time, for those of you who are watching this live right now, if you know somebody that may benefit from today's topic, and that means if you know somebody who is an SPM leaver or a secondary school leaver, so it can be UEC, STPM, SPM, or A-levels, O-levels, whatever. If you know somebody that can benefit from tonight's session, what I would encourage you to do if you're on Facebook is to start a watch party with your friend. And if you're on YouTube, you can also copy the URL, go onto your WhatsApp and blast it to your friends who you think that may benefit from tonight's session. So very, very quickly, everybody, just do that very, very quickly. And are you guys ready? So if you are ready, a little bit of participation, please type in the comments below. Type 1 if you are ready. So can I see some ones? Type 1 if you are ready. Okay. So I'm beginning to see some comments coming in. So let me introduce to you our speaker today. He's somebody very, very special. His name is Mr. Anand Vijay. And for those of you who are watching live right now, you're in for a treat because Mr. Vijay is the head of Student Affairs and Career Development Center in SEGi Group of Colleges. So what does he do? In his department, or rather his division, he's in charge of organizing a lot of events and activities for students. And in SEGi, we pride ourselves that in all of our campuses, we organize over 100 events every year for our students. And even during this MCO, we are organizing a lot of virtual events and stuff like that to keep our students engaged and to keep their journey in learning with us as fun as possible. So a huge part of what Mr. Vijay and his team does is to conduct a lot of events and activities. What else is he in charge of? He's also in charge of student welfare, counseling services, and he's also in charge of a very special department called the Career Office. So in all of SEGi Group of Colleges campuses, there is a dedicated Career Office whose main purpose or whose sole purpose is to find job for our students. So in SEGi, when you study with us, you are not just coming to get an academic qualification. And of course, it's also going to be very, very fun. And at the same time, at the end of your studies with us, we have a dedicated career office that is going to connect you with a lot of potential employers. So we are also very proud to say in SEGi that we have almost 100% employment rate within 6 months. So that comes from the career office, and it's something that Mr. Vijay is very, very actively involved in. And talking about, discovering your talents and strength and mapping it to the right program. And then after that, when you finish studying, right, in finding yourself the perfect job, there is no one better other than Mr. Vijay than to share with you about this topic. So professionally, Mr. Vijay has also trained over 6,000 students, business executives, government officials, in the Southeast Asia region. And he specializes in trainings such as leadership, communication, personal peak performance, and presentation skills. So without further ado, I want to bring up our speaker today, Mr. Vijay. If you are there, hello, Mr. Vijay.
Hello, everyone. Hi, CY.
Hello, Mr. Vijay. So over to you.
Thank you, CY. Very good evening. A very good evening, everybody. For those of you for my Muslim friends who baru berbuka puasa, who just had your break of fast, selamat berbuka. For those of you who are at home today, I hope you've had your dinner and you would spare your 1 hour with me. So today's topic is in fact one that is very close to my heart, in the sense that I've been going around many schools sharing this because 9 out of 10 SPM leavers will reach this point in their life where all these fancy ambitions that they probably had now end up as I don't know or go with the flow. So what exactly my session is all about today? My session is to remind you, as you can see very shortly in my slides, my session is to remind you that your future is created by what you do today and not tomorrow. So we can't just keep on telling us we will see what happens tomorrow, wait till the result comes out. For those of you who are after your SPM, your result is out. So this is the time for you to make your decision. So taking you today, I'll explain to you some steps, some very simple steps, some simple information for you to think about, for you to follow, in order for you to be able to sign up to a course which would be very beneficial for you now and the future. Okay, moving on. So yeah, that's me. Maybe I look a little bit different. Thanks to MCO, thanks to no hair salon. So we are all not looking the usual, right? So CY has introduced me. Basically, I just recently celebrated my 10th year anniversary with SEGi College Subang Jaya, part of SEGi group of colleges, and I'm actually the head of Student Affairs and Career Development Center. My department is in charge of making sure that our students' journey from the very day one until they graduate, and even after them graduating, even as they become part of our alumni network, a meaningful one. So my job is very simple. My job is to carve a smile on your face from the moment you join us. In fact, I hope the smile begins right away, right now. Okay, so I'm representing SEGi Group of Colleges. Very shortly, I'll explain to you, I'll share with you our amazing campuses in our very strategically located places, and I'm going to share with you what you can do with us and how whatever we do is so relevant to your future. Okay, let's get to the topic today. And my topic today is about charting your pathway, knowing the right course for you. Now, I'm just going to quickly take you down to memory lane, right? That means maybe for those of you who are after your SPM, right? SPM levers, perhaps you can press 1. So I know you're waiting to get yourself into a college. Or those of you who are still studying maybe in your SPM this year, 2. Parents, 3. And if you are just here to learn something, 4. So these are the few people. I can see your response coming in. So let us take you back to memory lane. Say some 10 years ago, for those of you who are after your SPM. Whenever you met in, say, your family gathering or anywhere, and then you have this question people throw to you. Hey, kid, what's your ambition? Your answers would have been so fancy that could be pilot, doctors, lawyers, scientists, astronaut, teachers. Some of you say fireman, some of you say police, some of you say I want to be a minister, prime minister, and the answer can really go on and on. But what happened as the day passes by, as the year passes by, this same question is always posted to you. I don't know why, but people still ask you this same question. Sometimes the same people ask you this question again. And what happens now is the answer slowly from all these fancy ones are moving towards I don't know. And then you start being what you think practical, what I think not sure or being very unsure, and start telling people, let's wait for the results. And once the result comes out, I'm going to decide what I want to study. Now, what exactly happened in the span of just 4 to 5 years, maybe 10 years maximum? If you are ever wondering what happened, now let me tell you what happened. What exactly happened is you forgot to chart your pathway. All right, we were answering based on what we think is cool. And what I want you to do is I want you to pay attention in my session today, because choosing the right course isn't about just doing something cool. It's about doing the right thing, because we are not talking about today, we are talking about your future, your amazing journey, the many years to come. That decision you have to make very, very soon. Okay, moving on. After SPM, right? I remember completing my high school and reaching this. Too many options available. It's like so many doors to open. You simply don't know which door to open. And then you have your friends telling you, "Hey, let's go and study this." You've got parents telling you this, and so many people telling you so many versions, and you just get very confused. So which door would you open? Some people would open the door that the parents choose for them, right? Some people will say, hey, I'm going to study what my parent want for me because they know best. I'm not denying that our parents know best, but some people choose to follow. Some people say, no, you know what? I'm going to open another door where my friends go. All right. I'm going to just follow my friends. If my friends are going to college A, I'm going to go to college A. And if my friends are going to college B, I'm going to go to college B or university C. And then we have another scenario where we follow the trend. Now, what's following the trend? Suddenly, you just talk to so many people, and everybody is saying, hey, this course is kind of cool. This college is kind of cool. So maybe you should do this. And when you start hearing a lot of people talking about it, you begin to tell yourself, hey, maybe I should take up this program. So you are taking up a course not because you really like it, but because it's kind of happening. That means people are all talking about it. And we have another group of people that open any doors, all right? Any doors that opens. For example, they just don't know, and then they just continue not knowing, and suddenly they just end up somewhere. And any door. So, for example, we have people who are very motivated by scholarships, right? Motivated by scholarships. Let's say they want to study program A, and then they decided to go around and ask around, and they found out there's a scholarship for program B. So they say, all right, you know what? I'm going to go with B because come what may, anything that comes my way, I'm going to open it up. So that's another group of people. And moving on, we have another group of people. In fact, I kind of like this group of people. They would open every door, all right? They would try everything. And the problem with this kind of people is sometimes as you open every door, what happens is you just become more confused. From being confused, you now become a lot more confused and you just cannot decide. So, thinking again, should you open every single door? That is something I want you to wonder and answer, right? Then we have another group of people, the opposite of opening all doors, the group of people who say, you know what, I am not going to do anything. All right, they just don't do anything. They don't open any doors. They just wait. They just sit down and wait. Sometimes the problem is, wait for what? What are we exactly waiting for? Tomorrow? Tomorrow is a mystery. So why not take action today? Take action now, because what you have now is the most absolute thing, and that is today. All right. So let me just give you a little explanation what usually happens to people after their SPM. If I have international students tuning in from different countries, then what happened after your O levels? Right? Generally, three things happen. The first is people take a gap year. That means they decide to not study, to not do anything, but they just want to chill. They just want to stay home. They just want to chill. They want to hang around with their friend for a bit. We have another group of people who would go and take up a part-time job. That means their option here is I'm going to take up a part-time job, earn some money, and see what happens. And we have the most common type of people whom I think would be doing the right decision and the best decision is that people who say, okay, I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to get myself enrolled in a college. And the third type of people, let me tell you, there's so many types of options available for you to choose. Okay, let's move on so that we will see as I take you through today's session, we will learn up a thing or two.
Hi there. I think we are experiencing a bit of technical difficulty. So while we are trying to connect back to Mr. Vijay, I think it's just some minor internet connection issue. So admin, can you bring up Mr. Vijay's slide again? Oh, I think Mr. Vijay dropped off completely. So while we're waiting for Mr. Vijay to come back live, admin, can you pull up my slide? So once again, for those of you who are watching and wondering what is going on, so we're just experiencing a little bit of technical difficulty. So today's topic is about options after secondary school, how to match your strength to the perfect course. And the reason why we're doing this, webinar is because, you know, in my years of working with SEGi, you know, we met with a lot of secondary school students every year. And in the education fairs, one of the most common things that we hear when we meet with parents and when we meet with secondary school leavers is that they have no idea what do they want to do after SPM, or they have a certain idea of, you know, maybe I want to become an engineer, I want to become a doctor, I want to become a lawyer, but they're not sure about, you know, their education pathway. Like, you know, what do we have to do? You know, do we have to do a foundation program? Do we need to do a A-levels program? And then after that, going into degree, which degree program? How do you compare the difference between a university and a college? So we get a lot of questions like this. And that is why we thought tonight's session would be very, very beneficial. And that is why we have invited Mr. Vijay to present to you the webinars that we are doing today. So for those of you who are watching right now, if you haven't already, please comment below and let me know what is your name and where you're connecting from. And if you have some questions that you want to be answered tonight in the webinar session, please feel free to type it in the comments section below while we're trying to bring back Mr. Vijay. So let me just check very, very quickly with our admin to see if Mr. Vijay is ready. So admin, can you put up Mr. Vijay if he's back and if he's ready?
Hello, I'm
Okay.
back.
So I had a heart attack just now. What happened?
I think my internet just went off suddenly. I have no idea. I was like, oh dear, what happened? Anyways,
This has never happened before.
This has never happened before, but hey.
So it's a very special night.
It isn't it? It isn't it? I started sweating altogether all suddenly.
I look very calm, but behind me, I'm all sweaty.
Right. Okay.
So it's almost like after SPM and after secondary school, isn't it? Suddenly you don't know what to do.
Actually, I like to use that example. Like I just said, everything will just be going on very smoothly, you know, day in, day out, and suddenly it's just this moment when things just go blank, you know, it just blacks out from our mind. And we suddenly just sit down there and think, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
You know, what happened and what's going to happen? So I'd actually use that example as a very, very practical example that things will not always go the way we plan. But
Indeed.
What's most important is to quickly pick up and to quickly come back, just like I did. All right.
Indeed. So admin, please pull up Mr. Vijay's slide if it is ready. And I'll pass it back to Mr. Vijay.
Thank you very much, guys.
You're most welcome.
Well, we don't have advertisement usually in this live session, but I'll treat that like one. At least you had a little moment to bring back CY into the picture. Okay, let's continue. So I left you a little earlier when talking about the doors that you need to open, and sometimes I say some people just don't open any doors. So let us understand, why do we reach this stage where we just don't know what to do? Simply because of this. We plan, but we don't have a vision. And repeat, we plan, we know what we want, but we don't have this long-term vision of what exactly we are going to do with it. I'll give you one example. One of our courses that you can find inside the group of colleges, I'm just giving it as an example, say the business program. So we sign up for the business program. These business programs are usually very, very marketable. Companies out there just want to hire you because the program is fantastic, the subjects are up to date, and our teaching and learning experience is simply fantabulous. Example. Not that the other programs are not good. I'm just using the business program as an example. And then when you ask the student, hey, Okay, now you have studied the business program. What are you going to do with it? And sometimes people say, I'm not sure. So making a decision is as important as for you to also have a vision. Like, what are you going to do with that decision? So what's exactly having a vision? Let's just quickly look at having a vision so everybody can understand. Having a vision simply means you know where are you heading. You know exactly this decision that you make, where are you going, right? So there is, to me, there's no such thing as going with the flow. To me, there's only such thing as creating your flow. So for you to be able to create a flow, you need to have a vision. Where are you heading? Where are you taking yourself, and where are you going? So moving on, having a vision, and most importantly, what do you want to be and do? So choosing a course has a lot to do with all of this. Meaning to say, one very favorite question companies would ask you in the future: where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? And to be honest with you, I have asked this to many people, and most of the time, the answers I get, to me, they are rather cliche. That means they don't really have an answer, but they just simply say something. Oh, I see myself as a manager, I see myself as a CEO, I see myself as a director, but they don't really know where they see themselves. So I want to tell you all, I want to say this to each and every one of you watching. We cannot live this life and we cannot make decisions without having this long-term vision of what do we want for ourselves. So having a vision is so very important. Right. Now, when you have a vision, that's not going to be enough if you also don't have a mission. Now, why do you need to have a mission? Because the mission is going to help you to get there. You know, the vision you said, okay, so you set for yourself, I'm here right now, and in time to come, I'm going to move to this, and I'm going to become this. You know, that kind of planning that you have. Without a mission, you're not going to be able to get there. So it's important for you to also have your mission, because your mission will take you forward one step at a time, and finally you will reach where you set you to go. All right, so let's look at the other reason why you need to have your mission, because mission takes you one step at a time, like I've mentioned, right? One step at a time, because you can't just overnight do something or become something that, for example, you say, hey, I'm going to one day be a director, and overnight you are a director or a CEO or anything of your choice. So the mission takes you, okay, in order for you to do this, you have to complete this. Just like your online games, you have missions to accomplish, right? So this level, you accomplish this mission. The next level, you accomplish the next mission. So that's why it's important for you to also know what are your mission that takes you in order to accomplish your vision. Okay, moving on. Moving on, let me explain to you this very important thing. The decision to what course do you need to enroll, you have to remember this. This decision is not just about now. So that means it's not just now, okay, I want to study this program, so I am going to take up this course and I'm going to study. I'm just going to do it because I've signed up for it. It doesn't work like that. The decision to choose what course to study has a lot to do with these four very important points. Number one will be lifestyle. Now, why do I say lifestyle? I'll explain to you. Let me give you an example. If you decide to study, let's say, medicine, right? You decided to be a doctor. You must know what is the lifestyle of a doctor. A doctor's lifestyle versus a policeman's lifestyle versus, let's say, an IT profession lifestyle will be different. Okay, you have to understand that what you study is not just about now, because the duration to study is about, say, 2.5 years for a typical diploma, 1 year for your foundation, and with your diploma, then you just need to add 2 more years for your degree. So we are looking at about 4.5 years for you to complete your degree. What is more important here is what happens after that. So the lifestyle is so very important. And sometimes people like me, I'll give you an example. I don't want to work just at a desk. That means I just sit in front of the computer and reply emails. I'm not that kind of a person. I'm somebody who enjoy going around, talking to people. I enjoy thinking, planning, doing something that is not usual. Right? I want to do something different every day if I can. So the chosen profession, you see, I choose to work in an education industry, and I choose to be in the student affairs because I get to do events, I get to do things with my students, I get to go places with my students, I get to help my students, and there's nothing called routine in my job. So lifestyle is that. Next, you have skills. Some people are just very good at some things. I give you an example. Some people are just very good at numbers. That means you're just very comfortable with numbers. So these are people who probably want to be an accountant. Just an example, an accountant, or maybe you want to be something to do with statistics because you enjoy seeing numbers. Skills. For me, I'm good in communication, so I need to choose a course that, of course, I chose this many years ago, but I you need to choose a course that is going to let you grow your skills more. That means if you are the kind of person who you're very quiet, you're just not the outgoing person, you prefer to be at home, or you prefer to work alone, then if you take up a course that requires you to be out there in the field, to talk to many people, some will succeed, some will have problems. So skills also play an important role in you deciding what program you should sign up. And then we have interest. Now, interest, for me, I like to, like I just told you earlier, I like to be involved in planning. My interest. My interest is people, dealing with people. Some of you, your interest is to come up with something new. That means you say, hey, you know what, I want to be inventing things. Then we have programs in our colleges that will help you to become an inventor or to be a person who comes up with new ideas all the time. So your interest plays an important role. And last but not least, for you to choose a career which depends on the course you're going to sign up is also the future. Now, when I say the future, like I just told you, the future is always a mystery. That means, where do you see yourself? What do you see yourself doing? All right, there must be this imagination, or there must be this idea. Okay, this is where I see myself. This is what I want to do. Right? The future. You need to also take into consideration the demand. When you take up the studies, it's not just about now, it is about later. How how much of demand will there be for this career? That's exactly why all our courses in any group of colleges are very, very highly demand out there for you. Let me give you an example. As you may have heard, and you know that this is the MCO, it's got this COVID-19, people are staying home, and you may have heard people telling you that they are losing jobs or companies who are downsizing. Let me tell you, even today, I've got companies contacting us and telling us we would like to hire your students. And all the programs that they say are all those programs that we are offering. And I will share with you very shortly on this information in a bit. Okay, choosing your pathway, choosing your pathway, deciding what to study. I'm going to give you two perspectives. So the parents are going to smile when I see what I think parents would think, and the students, you are going to smile when you see what you would consider. All right, let's start with your view, students. When I ask students, hey, as CY shared with you, in education fair, we've got so many students coming. I can proudly tell you, SEGi booth is always the very, very busy one. People will come over because across our colleges, on the four colleges, all our courses are very, very highly affordable. And not only that, you will not be getting a local degree, but you will be getting a foreign degree. You're going to be getting the degree from America. You're going to be getting degrees from US, America, and the UK, right? So you're going to get international qualifications that is going to take you everywhere around the world. So when I speak to students, I ask them, hey, what exactly do you want from your college? And then my students tell me, we want a cool campus. We want an happening. We want our college to be happening. So many events. We want college to have lots of fun. We want to be doing this, we want to be doing that. And we've got students who tell me, hey, I want to pick up a course that is easy. Meaning to say, I don't want it to be, stressed up with difficult programs. I want it to be easy. We've got students who even tell us, I want to take up a course that does not have mathematics. You know, a few years ago, I met this girl with her parents during an education fair, and when I asked her what's her interest, her answer to me was pretty interesting. She said, anything, any course that does not have mathematics. Now, I don't want you to end up like her, where she ended up taking up a course in a different college, which she didn't like. And 1 year down the road, she calls me up and says, could you help me? So I finally spoke to her. I sat down with her. We did a lot of tests. We looked at what she can do. And now she's halfway through doing her diploma in business with us. So this is another example of students who just go about saying, hey, I don't want mathematics. I've got students who say any program that does not have presentation. Hey, let me tell you guys out there, let me tell you, you can't run away from presentation, isn't it? Like me. Right now, I'm doing a presentation. Usually, I do this face to face. Now, I'm doing it from home. Right? So, presentation is something that you will have to do no matter what. And let me tell you, it's actually kind of fun, not so much of a stress or whatever it is you think. All right? Good for students to say, I want to study what I want. And sometimes the problem is what you want could be something that is very general. It's very general or worse, very specific. So that's why you need to speak to us, all of us, myself, my colleague, across all the colleges. We've got course counselors who are all very eagerly looking forward to meet you because these guys are going to sit down with you. They're going to bring you all the options you have, and we're going to sit down and see how best we can match what you want and what we have, and most importantly, what the market demands. Next, we've also got students who say, I want to study what I like, and not forgetting students who tell us that, hey, I want to go where my friends go. I am just going to make a decision based on where my friends go, and wherever they go, I'm going to go. So this is what normally students would say they want. Now let's look at what parents want. Parents, on the other hand, are people who will be telling us, hey, how much money is it going to cost? When I say money, I'm talking about not just the tuition fee, like the whole cost, right? That means your books, your everything at all, your accommodation and things like that. Parents are also concerned about quality. Parents are going to say, hey, what kind of recognition does this program have? That means, is it recognized internationally? Can my child go anywhere with this studies? And how long is it going to take? Because I want to know how long my kid is going to study. I cannot be expecting him to study on and on and on, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and not finishing. Okay? And parents are also concerned about accreditations. Accreditations are important. Our programs across SEGi group of colleges fully accredited. Okay, that means you don't have to worry about is this program recognized. So in terms of recognition being the most important thing for most parents, let me tell you, we've got that taken care of. And then we have employability. Parents always tell us, how soon can my child get a job as soon as he or she completes their studies? So that is also very important. Employability, that means the likeliness of you being given a job. And let me tell you, each and every one of you here at SEGi, you will be given a job as soon as you complete your studies. So this is something that parents are also concerned about. And
I think Mr. Vijay went offline again. I'm not sure what happened, but while we are waiting for admin to bring him back on, I just want to continue where I left off just now. So when Mr. Vijay went offline the first time, I've asked everybody to list down if let us know your name and let us know where you're connecting from. And at the same time, if you have some questions that you want answered at the end of the webinar, please also type it down below. So just now I received a question from Nimrita Kaur, who asked, looking at IR 4.0 and looking at AI nowadays, artificial intelligence, how will I know which career is safe for me to choose, so that, by the time I finish my studies and by the time I get into a job, my job won't get replaced? So that is one very, very good question. And if I can invite you to stay until the end of the webinar, I'm going to have Mr. Vijay answer that question. So I'm very sure for those of you who are watching right now, you have a lot of questions that you want to ask, and it's perfectly normal. So to have questions to ask is normal, but to have questions and not ask, that is not okay. So we understand that you're at the crossroads of your life where you need to make very, very important decisions about your future. And we understand that it can be very, very difficult. So if you have any question at all, please type in the comments section below while we try to bring back Mr. Vijay. Yeah. So it's really a very, very interesting night because of all the webinars that we've done. This is the first time we have experienced 2 technical difficulties in one night. So it kind of gel a lot with the topic that we have tonight, and that is option after secondary school. I mean, in meeting with a lot of secondary school leavers, a lot of them have a lot of uncertainties in their life. A lot of them don't know what to do next. And I'm sort of feeling the same as well. During this webinar, suddenly you have your speaker going offline. I also don't know, I also don't know what to do. But fortunately, we are prepared. And that is why we have a moderator and we have speaker. So it also shows that, having preparation, it's very, very crucial in your life. And that is what we are also trying to help a lot of SPM, a lot of secondary school students do. And that is, preparing for your future, right? And that is why we're all here tonight. And my admin just told me good news that Mr. Vijay is back up. So can we put up Mr. Vijay again and find out what happened?
Hello. Well,
Hello.
I just found out that we've got this TNB guys working out somewhere there. That's why the electricity goes off. And when it's gone, then I'm gone. So you see, I'm missing and I'm back. Okay,
welcome back.
So I'm
back to you again.
Good to be back. And I'm sure I told them, I just went and say, hey, I'm busy. Don't disturb me. So let's hope I get to remain with you until we finish. I'm sure we like I said, I'm going to use this as an example, like I said earlier, where a lot of a lot of things sometimes don't go the way we want to go. Anyways, continuing from where I left you. So we spoke about your options versus parents' options. So this is exactly where I went missing earlier. So we spoke about employability, and I was just telling you how we've got students who are already being hired even during tough times like this. So we've got companies calling us asking to hire our students, and today my department just helped to successfully place 60 people out there for their internships and soon even for full-time. And I'm sure this is exactly what is happening across SEGi group of colleges. Our campuses are very cool campuses. Our very dedicated team in the group is doing everything we can to make sure that employability of every single graduate is taken care of. And parents are also usually concerned about fees, in the sense that how much are they going to pay? And I want to tell this to all of you parents out there, that SEGi group of colleges is one that you must have at top of your list because of our very affordable tuition fee and flexible payment options. And I can say very confidently that we've got students who are on their PTPTN, who are taking up their loan, and with all the discounts, amazing rebates we are giving out there, who probably pay only just, some people even less than 100 ringgit a month to complete a program. So this is a very good time, and what I'm going to share with you after this is going to be even more interesting. So we'll talk about fees very shortly. Parents are also usually concerned about distance, right? That means how far is it from their house or their home, because that leads to another decision whether or not the child needs to take up a hostel. And all our SEGi group of colleges campus actually have accommodation where your children can stay, and this accommodation have wardens and security is taken care of for them to stay and conveniently go to their classes. Now, let me tell you something, students. When you say you want happening college, if you remember what I said earlier, what you usually want, happening campus, let me share very good news. All right, in SEGi group of colleges, we are so happening that in each college usually we have at least 100 events a year. You heard that right, 100 events a year. That's no joke, guys. You're looking at 12 months, 100 events. We have events that happen within the college. We have events that happen outside the college. We even have international events. So if you are looking for a happening, cool, fun college, now you know where you are. And wherever you are, you must be nearby our colleges. And let me share with you where our campuses are. So if you can see, we have SEGi College Subang Jaya, the tall brown building, and we are located in Subang Jaya, of course. SEGi College Subang Jaya, isn't it? For those of you who are very familiar with Subang Jaya, you'd probably know and remember where the Summit USJ is, and we are right next to them. Followed by the very strategically located SEGi College Kuala Lumpur. SEGi College Kuala Lumpur is very near, is right down city center. You know where Petaling Street, you know where all this famous tourist attraction, very strategically located next to the Masjid Jamik LRT station. For those of you who enjoy this huzz and buzz of the city life, you want to have this fun activities, in the city, then SEGi College Kuala Lumpur is right there for you. SEGi College Penang is a pretty interesting campus, one of the only of SEGi group of colleges campus which is located next to the sea, all right? So if you want some sea view, SEGi College Penang, they are also strategically located with some very fun facilities. And my favorite part of SEGi College Penang is definitely the view, Penang, everybody loves Penang. Okay, and we have in East Malaysia, SEGi College Sarawak, also located very strategically for you to go accessible. And all these colleges, I guarantee you, we are fun, we are happening, we are affordable. Our courses are accredited and recognized. We are award-winning institution, and we are going to do everything we can to make your dreams possible. Our brand promise is the best in you made possible. I want you to remember the word possible, because that is a very strong word, and every time you want to make things possible, you should have SEGi in your mind, right? So the best in you made possible. So if you look at our campuses, yes, we are city campuses, right? But we make sure we have all the facilities needed for you students, all right? So sporting facilities, recreational facilities, we have it all for you. All you need to do is visit our campus. So for those of you who are around Subang Jaya, Klang, you want to drop by Puchong, Subang Jaya, please visit our campus in Subang Jaya. For those of you who are nearby to Kuala Lumpur, you can visit our campus in Kuala Lumpur, in Penang, and in Kuching, Sarawak. So moving on about colleges, let's quickly move on to choosing SEGi group of colleges. Why do you want to study with SEGi group of colleges? And these are very few reasons out of the many I can tell you. I could really go on all night talking to you on why you should choose SEGi group of colleges. Number one, like I told you earlier, and this is where what the parents' view and the students' view kind of come together, right? Number one will be, we are very affordable. I told you already, there's this concept in many people, private education, oh no, mahal, expensive. We got to take that away from you, because for you to graduate with a degree, it is going to not cost you a lot of money. And I guarantee you that with SEGi, you get an international degree at a very highly affordable rate. All right, so we've got affordable tuition fees, and we got flexible payment scheme, which means we're not going to tell you, all right, guys, you want to sign up? Okay, come on, pay upfront 10,000, 20,000, 4,000, 5,000, nothing like that. Okay, your payment are monthly installment, and come to us, come to the colleges. We will sit down and explain to you. Strong industry collaborations. This is when I told you earlier, you can even be employed before graduating. So our industry partners help us to make sure that our offerings to you, our subjects are up to date. That means we have enhanced syllabus, all right? So we teach you something that is in trend now, not something that was trend maybe 10 years ago, even not 2 years ago. Everything is very current, very up to date. Our industry collaboration also helps us to make sure students are employed. Our orientation, our practical, our internships are taken care by our staff, and you will get your internship. You can get your first job, everything from us in SEGi College. So we are SEGi is an award-winning institution. We are MyQuest, all right? We are 6-star, and we are recognized. We win so many excellent awards out there. External certification. Moving on. External certification is where you will not only get your diploma or degree, but you will also get external certification to certify your studies with us through the courses we offer you. Now, what is external certification? I'm not going to use fancy words because just in case it confuses you. External certifications is like additional papers to recognize your skills. That would be the simplest way for me to explain to you as PM leavers. So you don't have just a diploma and a degree, but you also have other certificates, and these certificates are going to recognize your skills which you have obtained with us during your studies. Reputable university partners. I shared with you earlier that you will not be given a local degree. You will be getting degrees from our partner universities in the UK. Let me name you a few. We've got University of Sunderland, we've got University of Greenwich, we've got coming up forward University of Hertfordshire, all right? We've got Troy University, and all these universities out there are going to give you this world-class awards, and you can go anywhere with these degrees to find your job because I told you earlier they are reputable. And then we have online teaching facilities. Now let me share with you. As you know, we are now having this very thing called new normal, right? New normal where we sit at home and we can't go out due to MCO. Now we've got the EMCO and all these things that's happening. But let me tell you what, our students are still attending classes. That means they are not left out, they are not sitting at home not doing anything, but they are attending their online classes and they are having a good time in it, right? Where our lecturers make sure that students are able to follow up. So you heard in the videos earlier, we have the class going on and we also have the recorded session so students can watch it again and again just to make sure they understand. So we have these facilities in the colleges, sports facilities, our library, our comprehensive library, our lounges, our very up-to-date computer labs, and I told you earlier on the online teaching. So we are all ready. So the COVID is not doing anything to us. We are still teaching our students, and we want to ensure all our graduates, all our graduates, that they will finish on time. All right, we've got students who are going to finish their courses within a week or a month from now, and they will finish on time. And like I said, the next journey where for them to start their work is already there waiting for them. Exciting student life. Again, college education isn't just about you coming over, getting this paper qualification, getting a degree, diploma, but college education is something that is going to shape your future, your life. So all our colleges, like I told you, we have so many events going on, we've got so many activities going on, so many exposure for students, and we just want to make sure that our students, when you graduate as a holistic graduate. You have it all right? You have all the skills, you have the personal skills, you have this knowledge, you know your stuff, you are able to go out there in a job interview, answer questions, impress the interviewers, and get hired. So this is something that we do, and we make sure our colleges are all there for you. Hey, I've got something really interesting here. As you see on our screen, you see this thing called 0 First 6. What is this 0 1st 6? Let me explain to you, and this is going to be very useful, especially for parents. 0 1st 6 is basically where you can start studying without paying. All right, so zero payment for the first 6 months. We understand, we completely understand that times are tough. All right, that means you are trying to not spend unnecessarily, and this is going to help you parents. Let me tell you, 0 1st 6, where your children can come and study with us already. In fact, ask the colleges for their next intake and they can already start with this, and you only start paying after the first 6 months. And this is really amazing because at least it gives us time to recover a little bit and prepare for our students. So students out there, if you would like to sign up for a college, if your parents are not here watching and listening to us, you can share with them that you can do this. All right, all you need to do is, of course, to WhatsApp to that number you see there, and more information will be shared with you. How is it that you can already start your studies without paying anything? Okay, moving on will be courses available in SEGi group of colleges. I'm just going to quickly share with you. We've got Allied Health Sciences. All right, we've got Business and Accountancy, Hospitality and Tourism. We've got Communication. We've also got Music Studies. All right, for those of you who are into music. We've got Creative Arts and Design. And we've got Early Childhood Education. That means these are for people who say, hey, I want to become kindergarten teachers. I want to start in, teaching young children. Now that's the program. We've got Psychology. We've got Engineering, amazing engineering courses, and the Evergreen IT, in the sense that this is one of the highly demanded programs. All right, Technology and Innovation. And for those of you who are not sure, okay, we also have this program called the Foundation Studies. Now let me quickly explain to you what's the difference between foundation and diploma and a degree, of course. So when you finish your SPM, now you have three options. All right, three options. Option number one is you do a foundation. Now for you to be able to do a foundation, you're going to need 5 credits. All right, then you have the foundation program 1 year, and then as you complete your foundation program, you can progress to our degree programs, which will take you another 3 years. So the total journey there will be 4 years. Or you can do a diploma program which requires 3 credits in SPM, 3 credits minimum, of course, a pass in Sejarah and your Bahasa. And then you can take up the diploma programs, which will be 2.5 years. And when you finish your diploma 2.5 years, then you continue your degree only 2 years, not 3 years. All right. So foundation to degree, 1 year foundation, 3 years degree, diploma to degree, 2.5 years diploma, 2 years degree. So it's a difference of half a year, not much of a difference there. And you can finish your degree. The third option is for those of you, if you look on this screen, you also see to the maximum right, Troy University. This is where for you to sign up for the American degree program, whereby right after your SPM, you can start doing the American degree program. And this program will take you 4 years. So on average, in 4 to 4.5 years from now, your amazing career journey is going to begin. And I cannot tell you how excited and I am, and my colleagues are across the SEGi group of colleges to make this happen for you. We want to make sure that we are here for you. We want to make sure that your amazing, amazing career journey towards the success you've always been wanting is starting with us. And we are here for each and every one of you. Okay. Now, having said all this, right? Having said all this, for some of you, you say, hey, oh dear, I hope I did not make you more confused, right? Maybe you didn't know there were these options of diploma, you didn't know there was option of foundation, and you didn't know about ADP, degree direct entry, but now you know, all right? But with this information that I've shared with you, you are going to find out better when you talk to our course counselors. We've got this very dedicated, very excited course counselors in all our colleges, and these guys are all there waiting for you, and they are going to explain to you and take you through the program and the requirements very patiently to make sure that you know what are you getting yourself into. And then we've also got this free career profiling. This is for people who wants to know, hey, what is my interest? And with the skills I have, what kind of career can I do? What kind of job I can do? And this is what we're going to do for you for free. We are going to help you to understand yourself. You need to talk to our lecturers, and when you visit us, you will be meeting the head of faculties, the head of schools, the lecturers, where you can talk to them and understand, decide. And when you make the decision, make sure it is with SEGi group of colleges, because I can guarantee you that that's going to be one of the best decisions you have ever made, especially in choosing where to study. And then register for your program. Registering for your program is so simple, it can be done with you even from home. And remember what I told you, 0 first 6, study first, pay later. First 6 months, zero payment, and then what happens is your amazing journey will begin. I can guarantee you that your decision to study with us is going to be such an amazing decision you're making for yourself, and your journey with us is going to be fun, right? You're going to have your first year where we take you through, you will understand all the steps. Your second year, when you're ready and you're looking forward for the practical, we're going to be there for you. We're going to help you find the best internships that pay you well, that gives you the trainings. And then when you move on to your degree, your lecturers are going to prepare you to become more ready for the work industry. And when you hit your final year degree, we're going to help you to be able to answer all these interview questions. We're going to make you very prepared, so when you go for a job interview, they're going to tell you you're hired. All right, you're going to be hired very fast, and you're going to be paid very amazingly. I can tell you this, our partners, our industry partners, when we negotiate with them, we make sure they pay us and they pay our students above what the market is paying. So let me share with you an interesting amount we are talking about. So what a fresh graduate would earn in the market right now is somewhere between 2,800 ringgit to 3,000 ringgit. But just yesterday, one of our degree graduate in engineering, we make sure that he got a job, and his starting salary is 3,500 ringgit, not including his allowances. With his allowances, we are looking at close to 4,000 ringgit. That's what I'm trying to tell you, right? We are going to help to make this possible for each and every one of you. Okay, and this is what I want to remind you, all right? Before I conclude and before I end, I want to remind you this. And this is one of my favorite quotes, in fact. You can't stop the waves, but you can learn to surf. Whether you like it or not, you need to make the decision already. You are 17 for after SPM, you are 18, some of you, and some of you are maybe 20, 21. No worries, you probably took a gap year, but this is when you need to make a decision. So when you make a decision, there's going to be change, and change is definitely inevitable. There's going to be lots of challenges out there, but you just need to learn how to fit in. And I'm very sure you're going to be able to do that, because you're going to be very successful in just a few more years from now. And I can tell you that I'm going to be very proud to be part of that journey. So, having said all that, guys, I want to say this to you, that you got this. You got this. Don't worry. Don't feel pressured if your friends have decided to go elsewhere. It's good that you are here today with me, because you have just got some pretty good information from me, and you're going to be making the best decision for yourself. So you got this. I want you to know it's never too late. I want you to know it's never too early. If you want to do something today, right now, this is the best time. So don't worry, we are going to be here for you at all times. So I want to say thank you to each and every one of you who's been sitting down, listening, seeing me suddenly going missing and coming back. But that's a reminder that things will not always go as per plan. And what's important is, like what my colleague CY shared, we've got backup, we are ready for anything, and we are now here with you. So thank you very much, and I want you to remember this hashtag, this very simple hashtag that says SEGi Cares. We really care for each and every one of you. We care for each and every one of our students and our colleagues. Thank you very much, and I hope you have questions, because I'm ready to take your questions. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much, Mr. Vijay. If you could put Mr. Vijay back up again, because now we're at the Q&A session. So for those of you who are watching, please join us in thanking Mr. Vijay by commenting below. So if you like his talk, and if you think that you have benefited from this talk, please comment below, a very simple thank you. That would be very, very nice. And at the same time, if you have any questions, that you want answered during this live session, please feel free to type it below. So the faster you can type, the faster we can get to your question. And tonight we're only answering maybe 5 or 6 questions. So type quickly. And so while you're typing, right, when Mr. Vijay went off earlier, I was telling the participants that if they have any question that they want answered, right, please type in the comment section below. So just now there were 2 participants who typed in their question, and I thought we should give priority to their question. So here's question number 1. Here, it's a question from Miss Nimreta, who asked that, one of the risks of choosing a job is, we're not sure whether or not if it is going to get replaced by AI and automation and stuff like that. So how will I know which career are safe in the future?
Okay. Now, that's an interesting question, isn't it? In fact, it's quite a difficult one. But let me ask you, right? Let me ask you. Now, AI, yes, it's coming in fast. It's replacing a lot of jobs, but you still need people. You still need people. You still need the human aspect of it. So that's why we said when you study with us, you also get these certifications, then you'll be learning other technical skills, because this technical knowledge that you're going to get, for example, to remain relevant, right? Remain relevant, you need to learn more technical knowledge and just not the general studies, right? So that's why, answering your question, yes, it is risky. It is risky to choose a job that could be replaced, but don't forget, for it to be replaced, you still need people. Right? And most jobs now in the market, trust me, what we are doing right now is we are partnering with industries who are hiring people who can remain relevant. All right? So to know whether the career is safe or not, the answer is in your hands. Are you up to date? Are you going to remain relevant? Because as long as we want to remain relevant, we can. Let me give you an example. My job, right? I'm dealing with people. But no matter what AI comes in, no matter what computers come in, you will still prefer listening to a person and rather from a computer, right? So what I need to do is, now while I'm important, I need to make sure I have the skills to still attend to my students like this from home, right? So remaining relevant requires us to acquire skills. And that's why Nimreta Kaur, like I said to you, the programs will also give you technical certifications, and these technical certifications are going to keep you relevant, right? So I hope I answered her question.
Thank you very much. And in looking back to your presentation, I think this question rhymes, it echoes a lot about the quote that you shared, where you said the waves will continue to come in, but we can learn to surf, right? With AI, with automation, IR 4.0, there are certain jobs who will for sure get replaced, but if we are updated enough, we can always find some opportunities.
Correct.
So thank you very much for sharing with us, Mr. Vijay. The second question that I have is from a gentleman by the name of Muhammad Shah, and his question was, how can we make sure our strength and course are in line with the job demand of this era?
Come and talk to me. That's the answer. We're going to do the test. We're going to have the test that we have, the personality test, the RISAC test, where we can first of all identify strength. Now let me just quickly tell you a little bit about strength. A lot of people think strength is just merely what they're good at. But people need to understand that strengths are what we call transferable skills. What we are good at that we can possibly transfer to other people. I give you an example. If I can cook very well, and I don't cook for other people, I just cook for myself, now that is not categorized as my strength. All right? Now, it's just an ability. But if I can cook for somebody and serve people and transfer this skill to somebody, then it becomes my strength. So, strengths can be defined in that transferable skills, and strength can also be knowledge-based. It can be acquired. All right? That means you can learn and become good at something, and that too can become your strength. So answering Muhammad Shah Azim's question, how can we make our strength and course in line? The decision is very simple. Come and see me. We will help you. And of course, first of all, you need to know a course that your strength is going to help. For example, if you're good at communication, choose courses that is going to leverage on this. Maybe not a job that sits behind the computer, but jobs that meeting people and talking to people. So that's important. So that's how we do it. Yeah.
Right, thank you. And one very important point that I would like to point out is the career profiling test that Mr. Vijay spoke about is completely free. So if you're interested to speak to Mr. Vijay and in fact any of our academic staff and our counselors, right? What you need to do is just very, very quickly, even right now, go onto your WhatsApp and text free career test to 016-212-9154. I'll repeat the number again, 016-212-9154. And we will connect you with one of our program consultants. And if Mr. Vijay is available, we're going to connect you to him, and we're going to do this free career profiling test with you. So let me see if we have any more questions that is coming up. Admin, if there's any questions, please pop it up on the screen. If not, then we will call it a night, I guess.
We should. I just wish my electricity don't go off again.
So I think let's call it a night. Oh, here's one that I missed. Right. Somebody asked, you spoke about the zero first six scheme. They would like to know if it is only applicable during this MCO period, or is it always available?
It's always available for you, right? It's always available for you. You sign up as soon as you can, and so that we can make sure you benefit this program. Yeah,
right.
The 0-1-6. I know it's mouthful, CY.
Yeah, it is. So thank you very, very much, Mr. Vijay. So, if you could pull up my slide. So we've just completed the Q&A session. Before we end today's session, I want to very, very quickly take a short moment to give you a bit of an advertisement of what we're going to do next. So in SEGi Group of Colleges, we organize a lot of webinars like today's. So one of our upcoming webinars is going to happen on the 26th of May, and that is this coming Tuesday. And we're going to talk about conducting safe and secure online classes in the volatile cyberspace. So you see, during this MCO, one of the concerns that a lot of parents and a lot of students, in fact, have in their mind is whether or not going to online classes, is it safe or not? And a lot of teachers and a lot of lecturers, they're also wondering, when I conduct my classes online, how do I make sure that it is a very safe and secure environment? So we have invited a guest speaker all the way from the United Kingdom, from the University of Sunderland, which is one of our partner universities, Professor Alistair Irons, who will be sharing with us how can you conduct safe and secure online classes. So if you are interested in this program, you see on the screen that there's this QR code. So you can use your mobile phone to scan the QR code, or you can type the URL that is shown here. If you cannot type, if it is quite long, you can also find it at the description below, right? So that is our upcoming webinar. And apart from that, I would also like to invite you to join our Telegram group for for updates about more of our free webinars and stuff like that. So again, like I told you before, in SEGi Group of Colleges, we run a lot of free webinars just like today's. And if you think that you are interested to getting connected with us and get updated about what's going to happen and what are some of the upcoming webinars, please subscribe to our Telegram channel. The QR code is there. Make sure you scan the QR code, or you can type the URL, or you can find the link in the description. So without further ado, I think that's the end of the night. I thank everyone for joining. I hope the session has been beneficial to you. If you have any question at all, please feel free to reach out to any one of our SEGi campuses. And one of the ways you can reach out to us is also by WhatsApping. So again, if you want any of your questions answered, or if you have any doubts at all, please WhatsApp to 016-212-9154. Again, it's 016-212-9154. And with that, thank you very much once again, and I will see everybody in our upcoming webinar. Thank you and good night.